Welcome back. We're going to move on to our first topic after understanding how numbers were different in this last unit, how we deal with those differences in science than they are from math, for instance. That numbers in science are going to have a different feel to them. They have units, for example. One number could be talking about distance in meters or mass in kilograms. The other is that the size and range of numbers that we use is quite a large extent. Talk about atoms being 10 to the minus 10th distance apart in meters, or stars being 10 to the 20th meters apart. So those all have to be dealt with in scientific notation. Even the measurements themselves, how accurate it is going to be important, and careful sig figs are going to be used. The last thing we talked about are directions. Numbers and measurements are going to have to be followed by direction. And so those are going to be important to know if you're going east or west. And those are dealt with in vectors. So we're going to then apply these ideas to motion. Motion might be something that if you looked up from where you were sitting, you see somebody right where they are by the door, for instance, you look down and work some more. Now you see, when you look up next time, they're across the room from you. That way you've said they've had experience of motion. Matter of fact, those two positions are one of the key pieces that's going to be involved. The position or X of that person, of that object. Another thing you might think of is when you're on the highway, for instance, I'm doing 50 miles an hour. And you notice what the units are, how distant you are and how much time has passed. And those two, how far you've traveled in a certain time, is a velocity. Other kinds of motion might be, when I'm driving, I got to get from the street out to the highway. I'm going to need to step on the accelerator, and that's going to change my velocity over that time. It's going to be an acceleration. And all of these things have a unit of time. How fast that occurs is going to be impacted. So all of these variables, position, velocity, acceleration, time, are going to be important when we're describing motion. What I want you to do is take a second, take a look at the way we describe motion in the worksheet for today, and answer a few of those questions.